You know, one thing that's crazy about dissociation, it's probably the closest thing we have to the proof of manifestation and tapping into the different aspects and versions of yourself. So they think that they are mentally disturbed, where it's like you're the most highly connected or highly sensitive to the different versions of yourself out there. You could go and be your little self, not just pull that energy into you. I've seen videos of people who have 15 um alters, and it's like you can tap into 15 different versions of yourself, 15, and be aware and watch them as if that's not you. You could lose yourself within your different self. That's so insane, and they think it's just characteristics that they built up. Well, it could be that, but like at the same time, it just really reminds me of a video I just watched. So basically, they explained, they explained perfectness through this sense, where it's like I accept and I see and acknowledge this version of yourself that's here right now in front of me. But I also accept and acknowledge that there's millions of other versions of you out there. And I could choose and pick between all those alternate versions. If this version of you has cancer, I choose that one. And all these people, they did that and they chose that, and they literally did the impossible. Doesn't that sound like dissociation? In a sense, but like with dissociation, the only difference is you're actively aware that you're not your primary self. I want to call it that. And you're this different self, but that is a representation of self, which is so insane and fucking amazing. Even when it comes to people who hear stuff like the voices in my head, and it's like, even when you see them explain it, you can see that there's some type of joy they have behind that. And I can't wait for the day where I can like find a reference that really makes me realize that these people are spiritually connected to this aspect of themselves, because I know they are, but I know you are, I just don't know what aspect is it. And the more you look at that piece of yourself negatively, the more it's going to reflect negatively. So for me, I do have voices in my head, but like I never looked at it like negatively. That's why I did watch those videos at some point. And then at some point I felt like I wasn't quite myself, da da da, and I stumbled on dissociation, but I realized that it wasn't that deep when it came to me. But I was very much fascinated with the fact that one of the lady, like she literally was acting like a child. You literally jumped into that version of yourself and allowed yourself to be that. And you relinquish control. And isn't that what it is? You relinquish and you allow and you become, and then you are. All of those versions of that person are them. And they live in a world where they're told that that is a problem, it's a disease, it's not normal. What's so nice about being normal? You know what I'm saying? They're so cool. They get to jump into, and this other lady, right? This other lady, I don't know what version of herself she was jumping into, but anyways, the most fascinating piece of it was that when she did get into this version of herself, she didn't have diabetes. So her primary, I'm just gonna call it that, like, you know what I'm saying, like, it just makes sense when I explain this way. So her primary self had diabetes, and when she got into that person, she did not. The crazy part is she can switch into that person unconsciously or consciously. Even if you switch into that person like unconsciously, that means like you're just in that. I'm telling you, you're just spiritual. You're so connected to that, and you're living in a place where you're not. How can I say this? You're not in an environment that is acknowledging that within you. If you were in a different place of the earth where basically I just found that information where these people can see that all these versions and aspects of yourself are quite normal and it's okay, you would probably have a guiding hand that would probably help you be able to tap into these versions of yourself whenever you feel like it, because you're so highly connected to it. It must have been your gift from God, bestie. And it's so cool because so many people getting into manifestation, and manifestation is basically just getting into that version of yourself that already has that. The law of assumption, the law of, what is this? I don't know. I don't know. Of attraction, the law of attraction, attracting it to you, attracting that version of yourself to yourself, acting as if you're that version of yourself. I'm telling you, you already imagine if you can tap into those versions of yourself and you're not even thinking about it. Imagine, like, bro, the people, I'm telling you, if you're in a different part of the world with that type of spiritual nature was accepted and you weren't made to feel like you're out of your mind and you're insane and you're just like this deformed, crazy individual, you would be so powerful. Because do you know the power about accepting yourself? Do you know the power within accepting yourself and becoming who you are and you were supposed to be? You would be such an inspiration to so many people, mostly in this era of manifestation and becoming all these different versions of yourselves, as easy as that. Like, and you would also be able to like delve into like, how come I'm able to tap into this so easy? How come I just one day like woke up and I had all these things? Like, what happened? And you'll be able to get into that. And just being able to get into that, you would be such a example to so many people, because all of us, we can do that. And we see that with this manifestation thing. If we don't attract, we become, you know. If you can attract it slowly, or you could just embody it. And you guys embody it. That's so crazy. I was watching a 30 something year old lady in a child, in just be a child. Like, she was genuinely being a child, and it was just so, I'm not gonna lie, it was so weird. It was so very weird. Like, I was like, lady, stop doing that shit. Yeah, you about to distort my mind. Okay? I do see the body, but like everything else was so insanely like child. You could do that. Do you know how many of us want to be back in our child selves? And you're put in this place where you're made to feel stupid and like, how can I say this, bro? Just made to feel like a alien for being able to be that. That we all wish to become as soon as we are older. So insane. And a lot of people develop dissociation because of traumatic events. It's it's I don't know. It just hit me that you guys are very much spiritually connected to like being able to make jumps between the versions of yourselves, because that's what that video was teaching me. That all they did was accept and acknowledge the version of herself that is healed, or accept and acknowledge the version of herself that is abundant, and they felt the feelings of that, and then she became that. But you guys become that. You might not feel the feelings of that. In fact, you do feel the feelings of that, and you do become that. But you're not in a place where you can, I don't want to say control it, but be one with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, be able to like navigate if you're jumping. Because some people are like, oh, I dissociate and I don't remember what I do when I dissociate. Meaning you genuinely become a different person, and your cognitive of your current or your primary self goes into sleep mode. And another piece of your cognitive wakes the fuck up. You genuinely become somebody else in your own. It's amazing. You're fucking amazing. And it's so sad that, well, if you did live in a world or where people were like, no, 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 all of that BS. No, you're fucking amazing. You're so cool. You get to have that. The only sad part, or the only like not alien part about it, is that you were in a place where you could be accepted, where you could feel at home, where you could feel like you can explore this power of yours. I feel like it's a power, not a empowerment. Well, no, wait, what the fuck? Empowerment. Bro, not a dispower. I don't know. A non power. What the fuck? What's it? What's empower? What? Non. Bitch, you know what I'm trying to say. Okay? It's not that. It's not that. And it's so fascinating. And I will. How can I? Yeah, I'm gonna put the video in the description or something. So you can see for yourself. It was such an amazing thing. And I just realized that you guys are so highly connected to that and you don't even know. You don't even know. It really makes me think about like how much don't we know about ourselves? You know? How much about ourselves do we push away without allowing it the space to feel at home, you know? I don't know, just something to think about.